the lone big that's going to suit up tonight needs to stay out of foul trouble.
Robert Lewis will control for Lindenwood, and the Lions have the first possession tonight. This is the first ever meeting between these two teams. Clayton Jackson in the corner, not going to go. Big emphasis for the Red Raiders tonight without the players Chris mentioned a moment ago is getting on the glass. That's Donovan Atwell. Tyree Bryan for three, and it's off the mark. Red Raiders set a team record for three-pointers made last season with 371. But that one does not fall to get this one started.
You make 10 a game on average if you're Texas Tech, but that's why Bryan and Atwell were added to this team, both 40% three-point shooters for previous stops. And big board right there by Kuntic.
The only familiar face for Red Raider fans on the floor there. Christian Anderson wide of the mark on a three-pointer. Milos Nenadic can't get that one to fall. Groves let it roll out of bounds.
Yeah, because you kind of have a thought, I don't know who said it, but it's like that old line, who are these guys? Because Christian Anderson's the only one that Red Raider fans will remember. Yeah, there's Coach Kyle Gerdeman.
His 7th season at Lindenwood. Won 16 games a year ago. This season, their first as a full-fledged member of the NCAA's Division I. Groves with the offensive rebound. Putback not there. Tolton steps out of bounds trying to run that ball down.
Yeah, Groves, one of these true freshmen that Grant McCaslin is excited about. You see he's got a Big 12 body, and you know he's somebody that's going to be a rebounding guard. It's somewhat unique. Not necessarily looking for his shot from the perimeter as much as he's trying to get to the paint, but he can certainly help you on the glass, and he does there.
3rd season for Grant McCaslin. Kintock set up in the corner by Christian Anderson. There's one of those assists, and the Red Raiders have their first bucket tonight. A three-pointer, Chris, from their big man.
And the biggest guy on the floor drops in the first three to break the seal on the 2025-26 season.
Clayton Jackson trying to find a way to get in the lane, and he's fouled. Sophomore out of St. Louis will go to the free throw line. Here's that assist by Christian Anderson. For Mariel Akintwick, his first ever three-pointer. Jackson from the line hits.
And you already go to the bench, and inserted into the lineup is another one of these true freshmen. Now, this is a young man that I think they feel like has a ton of upside in Jalen Petty. He is not the biggest, but he's a creator. He finishes late in the clock. He just can score. Yeah, keys to the game right there for Texas Tech. I think, with all the guys being out, but you want to acclimate all the new guys quickly, and it's going to be tricky when they're not playing. Grant McCaslin saying to us before the game, man, we didn't even have a practice with the whole team yet, and certainly not one of the 2 scrimmages that they had. Is
Robert Lewis from Mackay Cooper inside.
Yeah, and then defensively they need to communicate. This is what Grant McCaslin's going to really preach to his guys. Yeah, you see the finish right there by Christian Anderson, but defensively, that's really where you'll determine how far this team can go ultimately, and it's a long season, but as we mentioned, the journey begins tonight.
Christian Anderson on the all Big 12 freshman team a year ago.
Yeah, you see the keys for Lindenwood right there. They've got to handle their business in the paint, and they catch a break because they're not playing JT Toppin, who's one of the best paint players in the country as far as scoring and rebounding, and they've got to limit points in the paint and rebounding. They got crushed on the glass and in the paint versus Southern Illinois in their scrimmage, and then you can't turn the ball over. Live ball turnovers turn into 10 and 12-0 runs in this building for the opposition.
Jalen Petty off the mark, but Christian Anderson ran it down.
Yeah, Texas Tech's been pretty good in the non-conference in this building over the years.
Red Raiders have won their last 38 non-Big 12 games right here. And Cooper going to be called for the foul, preventing Christian Anderson from driving to the rack.
But yeah, Christian Anderson really the only experienced player here at Texas Tech that will play a lot of minutes tonight, and there's just not a lot of Texas Tech experience together. You've got some experienced players like Tyree Bryant and Donovan Atwell, just not a lot together here. And there's something to keep an eye on.
Red Raiders having trouble finding the range, trailed by 1. Cooper right to the bucket and scores.
Well, you see you don't have anybody protecting the rim, and that's most of that is sitting over there with a hoodie on. You've got a lot of size and rim protection sitting over there, but in this fight tonight for Grant McCasland's team, they're going to have to figure that out, and that's be something they talk about during this timeout.
Lindenwood by 3 early here in Lubbock. 8-5 Lions over the Red Raiders. Back here at the United Supermarkets Arena, John Harris alongside Chris Level for the season opener of the Red Raiders. Not exactly the Red Raiders we were expecting to see tonight, but well, looking for a way to come back down by 3 here early.
You're right. You kind of start this season the way you finished last one, when you kind of were injury prone and trying to get some guys back and everything like that. But what a phenomenal season that Grant McCasland in his second year is coming off of. And I think they're trying to replicate and push it even further. But you were a minute and a half from the Final Four in your own home state and a trip to San Antonio, Texas. But yeah, it ended in San Francisco, California against the eventual national champion Florida Gators. But just what an unbelievable run. And you think about the progress that the team made. You lose your conference opener on New Year's Eve to Central Florida. Grant McCasland were just bad on defense. You gave up 87 points in that game, and then you just see where they took it from there and only lost 4 more conference games the rest of the way, and played until the second, deep into the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. But high hopes for this preseason ranked top 10 team this year.
A lot of emphasis from Grant McCasland on being a team that can beat the elite teams in college basketball and then becoming one yourself. Cooper, boy, he had a look, did not take that shot, and then inside Horner picks up the foul. put Jalen McDaniel on the floor.
And with as much as is over there on the bench that's not playing tonight, I mean, you know, Grant and staff, they're going to have to coach hard tonight. I mean, to squeeze some things out of some guys like a Leon Horner that may have not been expected to play a ton. Jazz Henderson may get into this game a bit as well. And you've got 2 true freshmen and just one player with really any experience in this system out there in Christian Anderson. Now, mind you, that is one heck of a player to focus on. You can see Coach Linder right there, who just orchestrated an unbelievable offensive performance throughout the season last year.
But you're talking about Christian Anderson and what a summer he had.
Oh yeah, I mean, playing against Luka Doncic and doing some things for that under 18, I think, German team.
Here's Leon Horner right to the bucket and scores. An assist for Christian Anderson. And the Red Raiders have narrowed the gap to 2.
Yeah, they did everything they could to try to redshirt Leon Horner last year, but the depth problems last year toward the end of the year became too much. And you see the 3 dropped in.
47th of his career.
Makai Cooper.
Played at Miami of Ohio before becoming a Lindenwood Lion. Tyree Bryan had a great look. Nenadic not over to cut him off, and Tyree Bryan throws in the 3.
And boy, did he shoot some of those last year. 154 attempts for Tyree Bryan. Knocked down 66 of those. Yeah, tricky for both coaches tonight, trying to right out of the gate. You don't have your team. Usually it works the other way around. You get kind of beat up and everything like that as you go. But to start out less than 100%, a bit tricky. Taylor Petty with the board.
6'1" guard way up there. Here's Leon Horner, and he got it. 3 for Leon Horner, sophomore out of Frisco.
Kellen Buffington told you and I earlier, Leon Horner legacy game coming tonight, and right there he's already got 5 points early.
Got the Red Raiders in front by 1. McDaniel trying to back his way down, doesn't get the bucket, and the Red Raiders have the basketball.
And this is what Lindenwood won't want, is these Red Raiders out and running the floor. And you can already see that some of these guys get tired on both teams. Subs at the bench.
Red Raiders scrimmaged a couple of times against Iowa and Oklahoma in the preseason. Lindenwood played a pair of exhibition games against Southern Illinois and Ball State. There's Cooper again. Got it. Over the Red Raiders, Atwell.
Yeah, Makai Cooper, kind of a lead guard for this Lions team. Plays really well on and off the ball, but heating up early. He's got 8.
Nice look for Christian Anderson, and he gets his first 3 of the night. Anderson's got 5 for Grant McCaslin's team. Leon Horner with 5 as well. Well, that's a long-range shot off the mark. Horner the rebound. Oh, Christian Anderson inside, got hammered. Robert Lewis guilty for the Lions, and Christian Anderson will be at the free throw line.
Everybody waiting for that next timeout. there's some tired Lions and tired Red Raiders out there right now. You mentioned both teams have 2 subs at the scores table. And you know, when you go through all these practices, you don't even have your whole team. And I think you know, even Lindenwood has dealt with a lot of this as well leading up to this game, missing 3 players, we think, tonight. 3 of their primary guys. Obviously, we touched on Texas Tech, gonna be missing 4 and gonna try to redshirt 1, so you've only got about an 8-man rotation tonight.
Not normally the case this early.
No.
Anderson, an 80% free throw shooter a year ago, gets both. Red Raiders now by 4. Cooper again, long range, spins in and out of there. Ninadic the rebound.
Yeah, they're going to call over the back right there, and he slams the ball down. But that's Nolan Groves with the block out. That big body for the true freshman. Listed at 205, but I mean, he is. I mean, put together. I see the block out. Just root him out underneath. Ninadic over the top.
I think they're going to tee him up for that reaction of slamming the ball down. But Anderson back at the free throw line. Milos Ninadic with some international experience as well. He's played for the Canadian 16 and under team in FIBA tournaments.
Yeah, and when you slam the ball down, you can't really say, oh, I didn't mean to do that when the ball's 25 feet in the air. It doesn't really work like that.
Yeah.
The ball kind of told on you. Can't do that if you're Lindenwood, though. Can't come in here and make those mistakes. You just give 2 free points to Texas Tech.
Red Raiders by 5. Christian Anderson trying to drive inside. One of his arms being held, but he still manages to score.
Yeah, he just has a knack. I mean, and when he's running that pick and roll in the middle of the floor with JT Toppin, and you've got 40% three-point shooters spread out, fanned out around the perimeter, that is a problem.
Jump hook by Ninadic does not go. It's off the Red Raiders. Christian Anderson already with 10 for Grant McCaslin's team, and the Red Raiders lead by 7 in their season opener, 21-14.
Conference is just absolutely loaded again, but you see the defending national champ Florida Gators right there at 3rd, and that's a Purdue team that the Red Raiders could potentially see in the Bahamas in a couple of weeks if things break right. But yeah, nice to see Texas Tech in the top 10, their highest preseason ranking in program history, as you mentioned.
BYU also in that poll.
Oh yeah, Arizona we'll get to some of the results, but Arizona with a big win recently, and you mentioned BYU, and I think Iowa State ranked as well.
Give and go down inside. Christian Anderson got hung up there, threw it away.
Yeah, I think if you're Grant McCaslin, you want your big man to finish right there instead of dropping it down to one of his teammates that's kind of buried. Yeah, and you got to stay out of foul trouble. Let's move those feet.
Kevin Anthony picking up the foul on McClintock. But Lindenwood has gone big here, Chris. 6'10" Ninadic, 6'10" Kevin Anthony at the free throw line. Red Raiders tonight going to have trouble combating that size.
I think that's intentional by Coach Gerdeman. And you can't really match up to it if you're Texas Tech. Not on this night. Catch us in a week and maybe there's something. Maybe you can put a little more size out there.
Ninadic had gone out. Robert Lewis back, but he's 6'9" for Lindenwood. A transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff. He played the Red Raiders last year with that team.
Been in this building before in a different uniform. That is going to be a common theme. The in a different uniform part, with the portal being what it is.
A lot of movement. Tyree Bryan back on the floor for the Red Raiders. Here's Anderson, 13 on the shot clock. Leon Horner got it. Horner's three-pointer. He's got 8 in the ball game now.
Yeah, second of the night. And scoring was going to have to come from somewhere, and so far he's certainly provided some of that.
That's a career best for Horner.
Played a big role in some key minutes, and it was mostly defensively in the Big 12 tournament last year. You just had run out of players, and you were trying to redshirt him, and he just provided some big minutes. And here he goes again. A little heat check moment right there for Mr. Horner.
Cooper with the ball has 7 to lead Lindenwood, but he threw it away. Wanted to drop it off for Lewis, but Christian Anderson stole it, takes it down and scores and draws the foul.
Well, he put him in the spin cycle. He doesn't know where Christian Anderson is, bobbing and weaving, and just has you turned around, and the hoop and the harm.
Boy, it's amazing, Chris, that is the way Christian Anderson played for the Red Raiders last season, but most of that came off the bench until late in the season when it was crunch time for this team.
Well, and for all intents and purposes, he was a starter, and he will definitely be that this year. He did start games last year, but you see Jeremiah Talton just has no idea whether he's coming or going right there with Christian Anderson with the ball, getting down the lane. It's just, I mean, he is a player that just, his pace and the flow of the game, just has a knack for kind of figuring it out and understanding what is needed at the time. And here's the young fella.
Penny took that one away. Got it back after his miss. The Groves not there, but Nolan Groves maybe at the free throw line for the first time in his Red Raider career.
You are young and undersized, but you are competing, putting a lot of pressure on the rim.
Nolan Groves was last season's Minnesota Gatorade High School Player of the Year. Chris had some lofty stats on his stat line, similar to yours, coming out of high school.
What, averaging 34 a game? Not quite. I wish.
34 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals a game. But
unfortunately, 2 missed free throws here, although he's going to get another chance at it. And Grant will tell you, he's one of our, as he says, he's one of our best defenders right now. And I think you're seeing what he could do on the glass. He was used to getting into the paint. He's going to want some of those free throw attempts back. But he really put a lot of pressure on the rim and in the paint in high school. He's going to have to adjust at this level with more size and skill and everything like that. But he will compete.
I think that might have surprised Grant McCaslin from a young guy like Groves. Cooper picks up another foul on the drive inside. Red Raiders, who have a short bench tonight.
Yeah, Makai Cooper's been the biggest problem for Texas Tech on that end of the floor, hunting his shot.
That's his first made free throw tonight. 8 in the game for the junior out of Bolingbrook, Illinois. Brian will sit down. Second shot is off the mark, and a couple of big bodies collide underneath. The foul is on Jalen McDaniel of the Lions. That'll put the Red Raiders only big man tonight at the line, Mario Quintock.
Yeah, Quintock, he has the block out, and he's just letting his teammate go get that rebound, and he just got wrestled to the ground. Cannot do that.
8 team fouls now against Lindenwood. Red Raiders have now missed their last 3 free throw attempts. Lewis with a bit of traveling. Big man with the basketball trying to decide what to do on the open floor.
Yeah.
And too many times that is the result. Counting down towards 9 minutes remaining in this first half. Red Raiders by 11. Oh, there's a nice look inside. No doubt about that one.
That's just Christian Anderson, who sees the entire floor, draws 2 defenders, drops it off, lets the big man go to work.
Not there. Clayton Jackson shot off the mark. Groves got it. Anderson quickly up the floor. That's Donovan Atwell who's back in the ball game. But a Quintock, the rebound, no. Jalen McDaniel clears it out of there for Lindenwood. Cooper got a look. Got a three.
Yeah,
He's got 11 into double figures. First of the Lions.
Almost is a 4-point play opportunity. Had a close eye on that one. No call.
Groves with a shot from the corner. Still not there for him. You know, Lindenwood likes to run. Cooper not there. The Red Raiders have the ball going the other way. Here's Leon Horner. Shot clock has not really been a factor yet tonight. Atwell from this side got it.
Yeah, when they share the ball like that and you just got really good shooters spotted up in the corner, eventually it's going to drop.
Red Raiders have 6 3-pointers in the ball game so far, lead 32-19 as we count down towards 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. Nearly a chance to go to that replay on a backcourt call, Chris, but it didn't quite make it there. Atwell, the Red Raiders off and running. Groves, great pass inside. Christian Anderson's got 2 more, 15 points.
That's just
and
a
Lindenwood wants a timeout.
Great look by Nolan Groves right there. Makes the extra pass, gets his teammate an easy bucket. Red Raiders up 15 early.
Man, that's what the Red Raiders do well. They have opened up the scoreboard on Lindenwood. 34-19 for Grant McCaslin's team. Red Raiders by 15 here in the latter part of the first half. It's a Lindenwood team, Chris, that won 16 games a year ago. It's really as they made their way into Division I. That was part of that probationary period. Now they are eligible for the NCAA tournament, but they are coming off a very good year there.
Yeah, and John, they had their first ever, conference tournament win as a program, and I I think Coach Gerdeman feels like the program is obviously headed in the right direction, and he just noted the importance of how consistent you need to be and how every game matters, because they were one win away from earning a higher seed and a first-round bye in that conference tournament. And he views these games not about the scoreboard, but what can we get better at? Do we leave the game better off than when we started it? And that's, obviously they want to try to win, but
they've also got Indiana on their schedule this season. Lindenwood, the rebound, his 4th of the ball game, and this on the offensive end, trying to score over the Red Raider big man, doesn't do it. Leon Horner, Red Raiders 3-on-2. Christian Anderson stops, but back out front to Donovan Atwell, who can't hit the Red Raiders' 7th three-pointer of the night. Oh, Cooper finds a spot, got around Jalen Petty and drives in and scores left-handed layup. Cooper's got 13 for the Lions. Christian Anderson here with the basketball, leads all scorers in the game with 15 in the first half. Atwell going to get another chance, left-hander, and it's good.
And
there's number 7.
Anderson with a skip pass. Again, draws the defender, looks like he's going to drive it, then skips it, and eventually those drop. That's what the Red Raiders made a living off of last season. Again, making on average 10 threes a game.
Christian Anderson has 6 assists in the ball game. There's Clayton Jackson.
Yeah, Grant McCaslin won't be pleased with some of that paint defense there.
The only returning Red Raiders from a year ago on the floor at the moment are Anderson and Leon Horner. And Horner limited minutes a season ago. Red Raiders back in action on Friday night here on their home floor. Todd Beag in the ball game now for the Lions. Cooper hung up in the lane for a moment. 8 on the shot clock now as Jackson. Lindenwood on the outside, going to drive inside, got around McClintock and scores, and the Red Raider big man is going to be whistled for the foul.
Yeah, somebody's got to step up and help right there. And Jalen Petty blocking out. Christian Anderson kind of jabs at it, but that's a really good drive by Lindenwood. Feels a Kuntic on his backside and just kind of use that momentum against him.
He's got a couple of fouls. So does Tyree Bryant. And really, those are the Red Raider big men available tonight. He is out. Groves is back on. The Red Raiders have Donovan Atwell, Leon Horner, Jalen Petty, Christian Anderson, and Nolan Groves. Tallest of those is 6'5".
As they say, it is what it is. You just roll your sleeves up and do the best you can.
Anderson's fadeaway jumper there does not go, and I think Leon Horner gets whistled for the foul.
And you're trying to rebound and jump. Get caught.
That is the 7th team foul on the Red Raiders. We'll put Robert Lewis at the line for Lindenwood. Lewis shot a limited number of free throws a year ago at Arkansas Pine Bluff, only 11. Horner, a career night for the Red Raider sophomore, scoring and rebounding. A nice look back outside by Anderson, and Horner goes right inside and scores.
Leon Horner legacy game. There you go. Double figures in the first half. But just looks so improved. I mean, like I said, did not play a ton at all, but very comfortable out there on the floor after being in this program for a year. And now you're going to get an offensive foul going the other way.
Four minutes remaining in the first half. Red Raiders by 13 in this season opener. 39-26 in favor of the 10th ranked team in the country. (39-26) Red Raiders here with 4 minutes remaining in the first half in this season opening ball game. Red Raiders trying to win for the 39th consecutive time against non-conference teams here in the United Supermarkets Arena. Hey, following their 78-40 win last night, Texas Tech's Lady Raiders are back in action on Thursday here at the United Supermarkets Arena. You can catch that game here on ESPN Plus at 6 p.m.
It is a busy week on the Texas Tech campus. Lady Raiders with a couple of games. This basketball team that we were watching is the first of 2 of their games. There's a rumor that there's some football game going on Saturday.
A lot of interest in that one.
Yeah, yes there is.
Christian Anderson probing. Here's Leon Horner. He's got a couple of threes tonight. And a career best 10. He and Christian leading the Red Raiders in double figures. 10 for Horner, 15 rather for Christian Anderson. Makai Cooper with 13 for Lindenwood. Chris at 6'5", Leon Horner finds himself the big man inside. But Christian Anderson can do it all.
Yeah. I mean, John, he's got 17 and 6, and he's played 16 minutes. I mean, he just, again, he's got everything in that bag of his at his disposal. It is impressive.
Well, Makai Cooper, a nice drive inside, but Kevin Anthony could not handle the pass, and the Red Raiders are firing away at the other end, and he got it. There you go, Jalen Petty's first bucket as a Red Raider.
And we're waiting for that. You know, talking about Anderson, the most impressive part is he's had the ball in his hands the entire night. 1 turnover. Learned a lot from Elijah Hawkins last year. kind of shared guard duties with.
Boy, Leon Horner prevents Kevin Anthony from scoring, but Horner's hobbled a little bit, and that is not what the Red Raiders need. Christian Anderson, long three is good. Anderson's got 20 in the first half, but the Red Raiders have a problem with Leon Horner on the other end.
Yes, it is. He got dead-legged, or he just kind of...
Hard to say, but he will leave the floor. Not certain if that is an ankle that's bothering him.
Jazz Henderson going to check in. And you're just...
That's 5'11" for 6'5".
This is a real game, and you're about as small as you possibly could be. I mean, out there. I mean, you've got Donovan Atwell playing center right now, and you've got Nolan Groves, the true freshman, playing power forward, essentially.
A couple of 6'5" Red Raiders. Dalton's drive inside falls off the rim. Robert Lewis at 6'9", 6'10", got it back and scores. Jump hook, good. But that only.
And you've got Akuntik on the bike over here. I mean, it's
still a 19-point advantage for the Red Raiders. Jalen Petty, the guy is so incredibly quick. Drives inside, and I believe they're going to get him for a charge.
Yeah, you can see that vertical jump right there by Petty. Well over 40-inch vert. And yeah, he got way up there, but Grant McCaslin talking to Marquise Pettigrew. Yeah, they're going to call timeout. Yeah, and I think if you're Grant McCaslin, you just need to reassess here, because the game plan continues to change based on availability and depth or lack thereof, I should say.
Well, a spirited discussion on that Red Raider bench.
Yeah, it is opening night, and it does count. No more exhibition.
The officials, led by Marquise Pettigrew, are at the table at the far side.
Okay, we're going to get an explanation
at this play.
The Texas Tech coach has decided to challenge the play on the floor.
Decision by the crew to call a charge on Jalen Petty.
Yeah, and Michael Greenstein comes over and says that Grant McCaslin's going to go ahead and challenge the restricted area block. I think that based on the replay, he may lose this challenge, but I think if anything, is Grant McCaslin kind of told us, you try to use it sometimes, and if you don't, you lose a timeout, which you may have wanted anyway. He said he talked to a lot of the NBA folks out there. How do you? Yeah, I think he's going to lose this challenge, but again, I think that wasn't really the point.
Yeah, that decision upheld. And an offensive foul on the Red Raiders' Jalen Petty, the freshman out of Seattle, Washington. Petty, a high school All-American coming out of Rainier Beach High School there in the Northwest. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Red Raiders with a commanding lead despite their limited bench. Clayton Jackson from the free throw line rolls off of there, and Red Raiders have it again, running the other way. Jalen Petty out front now with Christian Anderson working the opposite side. That ball out of bounds off a Lion. Delmeda on the floor now for Lindenwood, a freshman out of France. The Red Raiders set that up for Atwell, and he got it. Red Raiders have another three-pointer. That's their 10th of the ball game.
Well, and I believe that's going to be Christian Anderson's 7 assists in the first half. It's just what he does, and we'll have a lot of opportunities this year with what is going to be around him.
Red Raiders, Jalen Petty, and the Red Raiders with no one inside, or a lot of inside sitting on the bench over there. Red Raider guards are just having a field night, and Jazz Henderson picks up the foul, and Grant McCaslin does not like that. Red Raiders are 11 of 22 long range.
Yeah, I mean, just Jazz Henderson missed last season, redshirted, and was injured. Mariella Kuntic, was somebody that transferred his semester and kind of redshirted there. So this is just Jalen Petty was in high school last year, and this is just an interesting opening night. Lineup. As they kind of said in the afternoon, it's going to be a bit weird tonight. Yeah, so far. But hey, man, you're up 23, and number 4 with the ball in his hands is not a bad problem to have.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
There it is again.
Yeah,
Christian Anderson. Wow. 23 in the first half. He's got 3 3-pointers. Here's Jalen McDaniel going to try to drive the Red Raiders' lone remaining big man, but he can't spin his way inside. Delmeda outside. Jackson, 5 on the shot clock, drives inside, partially blocked, and Christian Anderson is going to battle for the basketball with Robert Lewis. Ball will belong to the Red Raiders.
And we're talking about, Jazz Henderson. He's a winner. 3 state championships as a high schooler. And
I think I know how you can win some of those with JT Toppin on your team.
Well, yeah, that's certainly true. But he's just kind of got that DNA about him. Glue guy.
Only 5.1 seconds remaining in the first half, and Anderson drew the foul. Chance for a pretty impressive first half. And there he is, at the line.
I would say he's already eclipsed his career best. He had 22 versus Arkansas last year, and guess what?
Yeah. That's in the rearview mirror.
It took one game. One game. He will get another crack at those Razorbacks in December. Game in Dallas for Texas Tech, but knocks down that free throw right there.
He's 6 of 7 from the free throw line. And we have played the first 20 minutes of this basketball season, and Christian Anderson has 25 for the Red Raiders, and Grant McCaslin.
Absolutely handle. You see, that's a pretty good half right there for C4, as they call him.
Lindenwood's basketball to start this second half, and they immediately turn the basketball over. They're 8th of the game, and the Red Raiders, who lost it twice in the first half, give it right back. Clayton Jackson over Groves, and he scores. Well, Christian Henderson, he missed the layup.
Yeah, one of the rare mistakes.
He was 8 of 12 from the field in that first half. Kai Cooper, the only Lindenwood line in double figures. Nenadic trying to work inside. Jackson from the corner, not there, and Groves has another rebound. He's outnumbered. Here's Tyree Bryan. Bryan goes right down the baseline and scores.
And that's what you love about guards that can rebound. Nolan Groves gets the board and then initiates the fast break on the other end.
Nenadic for 3, and he got it.
Yeah, fouled it up. And Nenadic, 10 of 14 from the floor against Southern Illinois. That is peak efficiency right there. But yeah, you see the big man from deep.
Maine a year ago, he averaged just 2 points a ball game. Well, there's Tyree Bryant trying to keep it alive, but Ninadich for Lindenwood, and Red Raiders big man picks up a third foul.
And what is interesting about Ninadich hitting that deep shot, he's listed at 6'10". A week from tonight, this Red Raider team will be Champaign, Illinois, and Tomislav Ivasic. Okay, I hope I didn't butcher that name. He's 7'1", and their opener last night against Jackson State, he dropped in 3 threes. Try to guard a 7'1" guy out there at the perimeter. Good luck with that.
Hard to prevent that shot from being made.
I'll just shoot it over the top.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Christian Anderson makes it look like there's nothing they can do to stop him inside. His up and under doesn't go. Groves the offensive rebound. Here's Tyree Bryant with a great look and just left it short.
Yeah, got to be ready to catch and shoot right there.
Groves not going to allow anything easy.
And it's a lot to ask guys like Jalen Petty and Nolan Groves. This may be the most people that they have ever played in front of. It's opening night, and you know there's some nerves there, but they are both competing like crazy. And Nolan Groves has been one of the best rebounders on the floor tonight. He's already got 6, but you just, and Grant McCaslin just telling us earlier today, he's a competitor. He's tough. He plays really hard, and you can work with that.
High school player of the year back home in Minnesota last season, where he averaged 34 a game. Hasn't scored tonight, but does have the Red Raiders lead in rebounding. Here's a chance. 3-pointer on the way. Back iron. Not there. Lewis for the Lions.
Yeah, and those shots will fall, but you start doing all that other stuff.
Well, he's inside guarding a 7-footer right now. Got his hand wrapped up with Milos Ninadich. Groves with the foul. Red Raiders have been outscored 5-2 here in the second half. Talton's 3-pointer good for Lindenwood. Missed last season, injured.
Yeah, Talton, one of those players we talked about at the beginning of the telecast. 16 versus Southern Illinois in their exhibition, and you're right, kind of like a new addition to the roster.
There it is, Groves. And another assist.
Told you that those shots would fall at some
yeah.
point. That young man knows where the weight room is too.
Gonna try and let the big guy back him down. Not there. He tipped it over to Petty.
I guarantee you, when they sat down and talked to Nolan Groves about coming here and tried to recruit him, and they're going, hey, this is the role we envisioned for you. It had nothing to do with guarding a 6'11" guy on opening night.
No, I would not think it
I
did.
bet that wasn't a part of the conversation, but here we are. And he's doing a great job.
Oh, Lewis got loose from Christian Anderson and throws home the dunk.
Well, yeah, Anderson went for the steal. There's no help defense behind him. Got to know when to gamble.
Red Raiders still up by 23. Anderson got pushed by Clayton Jackson, sophomore out of St. Louis. One of the returnees on this Lindenwood team. Sophomore from St. Louis. Jazz Henderson will sit down. Tyree Bryant, Donovan Atwell, Nolan Groves, Christian Anderson.
Yeah, Leon Horner back there on the bench, but we've not seen him here in the second half.
Jalen Petty is the other Red Raider out there. Cooper picks up the foul, and we've got a timeout here in the second half of this ball game. Red Raiders big at halftime, still on top, 63-40 over the visiting Lindenwood Lions. Thank you. Thanks.
Check, check. Can you guys hear me? John, you got me?
I can.
You hear me okay? Chris, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
It's a little bit low, but
okay.
I think compared to our sounds.
Alrighty. Just going to make sure the guest is not too loud to themselves. Check, check, check. I got you, Justin. Sounds like we're all good out here. Just getting this level adjusted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're all good. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
You bet. You bet.
Sure.
Just under 16 minutes remaining here in this season opener. Red Raiders ranked 10th in the country, leading by 23. Preseason basketball poll, Chris, you look at these, and they're all very similar with those top 3 teams. Maybe a little bit of difference with BYU and Tech in that 2 spot, but Houston, the team to beat in the Big 12.
Yeah, and you're looking at another 7, 8, 9 bid league. I thought Texas Tech may be ahead of BYU right there. We're talking about these 2 teams in basketball, but yet we were talking about them in football a while ago too. But I think it's very fair to have Houston as the. I mean, they have what they've done since they've joined the Big 12. It's just been very, very impressive. But you know, I think Arizona, as we saw last night, Iowa State, T.J. Otzelberger's crew, a lot back, and yeah, BYU brought Baylor point guard Rob Wright into the mix, and they have Richie Saunders back along with the Bonsa, as we mentioned. So this again, an unbelievably deep and talented league, and experienced yet some of the best young players in the country. Darren Peterson for Kansas, also thought to be kind of a one and done type, has garnered some Kobe Bryant comparisons, which is heavy praise.
Yes, it is. Red Raiders come away with the basketball. Here's Atwell 3. Not there for the Red Raiders, who put up 28 3-pointers tonight. Basketball will belong to Grant McCaslin's team. McCaslin in his 3rd season with this Red Raider team, 20+ wins in each of the first 2. 28 a year ago, 3rd most wins in a Red Raider basketball season. And man, Todd B just grabbed on to Christian Anderson.
Well, they started, and John, they started putting this on the stat sheets years ago. I don't know how many years ago it was, but fouls drawn, that is Christian Anderson's 8th drawn foul tonight. I mean, they just, you see him, he plays at different speeds, and speeds up, slows down, and just has you on skates. And Todd Beag, no chance.
Anderson is still not taking a break in this game.
This is, yeah, he's not going to be able to keep him in front of him again. And that would be the 9th drawn foul for Christian Anderson, right on cue. That's a bit of a mismatch, and they may be trying to pre-switch right there on the pick and roll, but yeah, I don't think Beig is going to have a chance to stay in front of Christian Anderson in the open floor.
Preseason All Big 12 pick this season after making the All Big 12 freshman team a year ago. 7 of 8 at the free throw line tonight. Red Raiders as a team only 7 of 11. It's all Christian Anderson at the free throw line. The only Red Raider to make a free throw tonight. He's got 8 now, 8 of 9, and 27 points. Lindenwood threw it away. Groves comes up with the basketball, and here come the Red Raiders. Christian Anderson. Little off the mark. Petty way up there to get that rebound. Atwell not there, but Nolan Groves the offensive rebound. And finally back in the hands of Christian Anderson, but cannot score again, but he's fouled.
Boy, you're undersized, but you are competing. And Coach Gerderman's got to be saying, how are these guys, we've got all this length out there, and you've got these young guards just blocking out, leaping, making it difficult. Yeah, Groves has been impressive.
He's got 1 bucket tonight.
Not
but
trying
10 rebounds.
Yeah, but not trying to do too much. Again, they've been really good on the glass and defensive end of the floor.
He's played a lot of minutes too. I'm not sure he's played against anybody his own size. Robert Lewis for the Lions. Lewis has 8 points and 8 rebounds. Jalen Petty inside. No, he got it swatted, but right into the hands of Atwell. Anderson's going to try and set up the offense with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Tyree Bryan a little bit long, and Lewis has another board. Red Raiders have Sam Houston State coming up next. Walton can't find any room on the baseline, threw it up, and Nolan Groves has another rebound.
He's setting a career high right out of the gate.
He's going to set a mark that'll be hard to beat.
Yes, yes, it will. Especially in that category. But
Tyree Bryan, 6'5", 215 senior, trying to back his way down. Draws the foul on Talton. Sixteen fouls against the Lions here in the second half. 2 against the Red Raiders. Groves will sit down with 11 rebounds and 3 points tonight. He's got a timeout with 12:54 to play. Red Raiders by 24. 66-42 Red Raiders on a night where Christian Anderson has 28 leading the way. 12:54 remaining, and for the first time in 17 years, College Game Day will be live from Lubbock. Reese Davis, Desmond Howard, Pat McAfee, Kirk Herbstreit, and the entire team will preview the upcoming college football Saturday live right here at Texas Tech University. The show starts at 8 a.m. Central Time on ESPN, and they've got the best game of the day right here in town, Chris.
Yeah, they do, and they're already, I say they, a lot of those students having to figure out, okay, where am I going to be early on a Saturday morning? The game day show will be going, but there's a lot of tents over there by the stadium as well that number continues to grow.
Red Raiders threw away the inbounds pass.
Oh, to be in college again.
Trying to wrestle it away from Makai Cooper, and the Red Raiders do wind up with the basketball. Here's Christian Anderson. Tyree Bryan trying to get inside against Beek, threw it away. Tried to get it to Jalen Petty and just threw him a fastball in the corner.
Yeah, it got sped up a bit. And you could tell, I mean, obviously with a much shorter rotation, fatigue makes cowards of us all, right? And so you see some tired legs out there. It affects some of the decision making at times.
Lindenwood has played just 9 players tonight. I believe Atwell tried to wrap up Jackson there, got caught.
Yeah, Texas Tech has played
Just
8 players,
yeah.
but you know, one of those has only played 4 minutes. Jazz Henderson's essentially been pretty close to a 7-man rotation.
Leon Horner had an outstanding game going before some sort of injury has put him on the bench. That was Jalen Petty shoving a 6'9" guy inside to try to not let him make the bucket, and he gets caught.
And you think back to last year, you had the University of Houston in town that would go on to play for the national championship, and it was the return game. You'd beat them in Houston, and they come back here, and you only have 6 available players. 6.
Yeah.
And kept it close until the final minute.
Lions 8 of 13 at the free throw line tonight. Lewis can't get either to fall. Christian Anderson may be getting tired, but man, Jalen Petty getting the board. Anderson not afraid to drive inside. Tyree Bryan, Jalen Petty got a good look, got knocked down, no call, ball out of bounds. And Atwell on the deck there with Jackson. And Clayton Jackson called for the foul. Timeout with 11:50 to go in this ball game. Christian Anderson leading the way with his 28 points for the night when the Red Raiders lead 66-42. Well, Red Raiders in command here with just under 12 minutes to go in the season opener. And Saturday, there is a top 10 college football playoff matchup at Jones AT&T Stadium as the number 8 ranked team in that college football playoff poll put out tonight. Red Raiders hosting the undefeated and number 7 BYU Cougars. Catch all of the action starting at 11 a.m. Central Time on ABC. Not many good seats available for that one.
No, there's not any seats available. Yeah, the old ticket price there is
oh, is it skyrocketing?
Ample. Yeah, that's right. True freshman quarterback Bear Bachmeier for the BYU Cougars, and Baron Morton, and a couple of really good defenses. Should be a lot of fun.
Man, should it ever.
And a lot on the line.
Yep, based on that. Donovan Atwell to shoot 1-1, and finally for him gets into double figures. Atwell becoming the only Red Raider other than Christian Anderson to score at the free throw line tonight. He got them both. But the Red Raiders from the field lately have missed their last 10 shots, just 1 of 17. Pass inside stolen away by Christian Anderson. Oh, he's got Jalen Petty, gave it to the big guy, and he got it.
Very unselfish by Jalen Petty. I thought maybe that was too many passes. But yeah, Grant McCaslin says that's, I mean, that extra pass, that was everything. And
Mario McClintock.
Yep, he just had enough body, or just enough English on that mustard on that basketball to have it drop in.
Freshman out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. A little bit strong off the back iron there, but got the play to go early. Ooh, a nice attempt there by Jalen McDaniel. But Jalen Petty's on the other end for the Red Raiders, and still a bit of a problem with getting it to go down unless it's Atwell. From the free throw line, and now a three-pointer.
And they've all got the green light. Their 34th three-point attempt on the night.
14 made.
But when you get out and run, and you've got guys that can penetrate and kick, you're going to get lots of looks. And the percentages aren't just great tonight in some ways, but that's still 40% from the three-point line. The overall shooting percentage is what, you know, is below that. But you shoot 40% from three when you're pouring in that many, or attempting that many, I should say.
You had Robert Lewis inside being defended by Jalen Petty. That's 6'9" against 6'1". And Lindenwood had to call timeout because they couldn't inbound the basketball. Chris, we expected to see JT Toppin tonight for the Red Raiders, of course. Hope to see Lawan Watts, but those guys out for this ball game tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if you see extras in uniform Friday night versus Sam Houston. I think certainly versus Illinois. We'll see what Coach McCaslin says after this game and kind of updates everybody on where things look there. But yeah, JT Toppin, you just don't see players of the year in a league return. They typically are either graduating or they're going to the next level. But, you know, you've got the NIL component, and you've got all kinds of things that allow guys like this to stay in college a bit longer. And I mean, he is a bucket, averaged 18 and 9 last year. And it's funny because he missed a month of the non-conference last season. And even as conference season started, you weren't real sure what it was going to look like. And yet all he does is handily wins the best player in the Big 12 Conference, which is one of, if not the best basketball league in the country. And it's just impressive. And what they'll tell you about him is that he's added some weight. He's a better defender. He's not just a scorer and rebounder anymore, and that is a problem for the opposition once he gets back in a uniform.
This Red Raider team ranked 10th in the Polls coming into the season back in action on Friday night here at the United Supermarkets Arena when Sam Houston visits. Catch all of that one right here on ESPN Plus at 7.
And he's he has shared with Christian Anderson, obviously, because it's about player retention. But that's the biggest reason why you're ranked where you're at. If you're Grant McCaslin's team, Coach McCaslin obviously shown some of that winning pedigree and player retention, and that duo right there, and building a lot of these newcomers around. And there you see with the Euro step right there by Christian Anderson.
He's got 30 points tonight in the season opener. That'll work.
Yes, it will.
Lindenwood as a team has 42. Jackson shot not there, not tipped in. Big man rebound, and the Red Raiders are sprinting the other way. Christian Anderson thought about it. Atwell a good look at the 3, and he got it.
There's another assist.
That's 17 now for Donovan Atwell. Another 3 for this Red Raider team. 15 of 36 tonight.
Well, the players we told you about at the very beginning have gone for 47. I think we did good there.
Picked the right guys. Lewis against Bryan, not going to be able to back him down. Cooper has not scored in the second half. 3 is off there. Kevin Anthony was pushing the Red Raiders. Mariel Quintock out of the way.
Yeah, Quintock kind of got shoved in the back. I agree.
But he is going to be called for the foul.
That's why he's giving you palms up. Hey, man.
Red Raiders, after that scoring drought, have now gone on a 12-0 run against the Lions. Nolan Groves is going to come back on.
And that's what this building does to teams typically in the non-conference. It's allowed you to win so many non-conference games here in a row, but you hang around, but then the dam breaks and you put one of those 10, 12-point runs together and you have a hard time coming back from it.
Christian Anderson doing everything he could to not be called for the foul, but Talton just kept backing into him and shot over him, and the Red Raiders guard whistled for the foul. That's the 7th here in the second half team foul against the Red Raiders. Talton will shoot a pair, though. Averaged 7 a game for the Lions 2 seasons ago. Was out all of last year injured.
You make a free throw with all that activity going on behind the basket? Yeah, no, you think you'd struggle?
Be distracted.
Keep your concentration.
quick trigger by Atwell, not there. Nenadic for the Lions. Big man going to bring it up. Delmeda, the young French guard, in the ball game. Talton throws up a rainbow that finds the net. And Grant McCaslin, despite a 78-47 lead, is going to talk defense with his team.
Yeah, I think he's asking for an over-the-back call on the other end, but yeah,
always coaching.
Yeah, always coaching. That's right. Yeah, you had that, put that run together, and got a little sloppy.
Mentioned that the Red Raiders are playing again right here in the United Supermarkets Arena on Friday night against Sam Houston. After that, Chris, one you've been looking forward to, back home with Milwaukee, then off to the Bahamas.
Yeah, and then that New Orleans team, I believe the day before Thanksgiving, that just knocked off TCU, which would be a bit of a tricky game. But yeah, the one in Illinois against Brad Underwood's team, that is the first of many, many difficult non-conference games. This is the toughest non-conference schedule I think Texas Tech has ever had. I mean, you've got the Bahamas trip. You're going to open up with Wake Forest. If you win that game, I think odds are you're going to see Purdue, who is #1 in the country. You've got LSU and Fort Worth, which the Tigers are a bit down this year. But the week after that, you're Arkansas. They're a top 15 team preseason. And oh, by the way, I think top 10 Duke in New York in the Garden the week before Christmas. So it's just, but yeah, that one against Illinois, that's a true road game. It's not a neutral site, so that you'll learn a lot about this team. And oh yeah, you get blocked by the rim and Christian Anderson.
It was.
But you don't want to have to go at it with the group that we've seen tonight. I just don't know. Again, we mentioned that 7'1" center shooting threes. I don't think you would have much of a chance being undersized in that game. So we'll kind of see what the lineup looks like on Friday night, and then again next Tuesday when you go to Champaign.
And then that doesn't even count all of the ranked teams that are in the Big 12 that you've got to deal with. Some of them twice.
There's that. Yeah, Houston and BYU. Yeah, you get 4 games against those 2 teams.
That ain't right.
But I think Grant was very intentional with his non-conference schedule, because in some ways, even if you drop one or some of these games, it doesn't really hurt you. It's the fact that you're trying and you're trying to play it. But when you win it, pays big dividends on that team sheet when they start trying to determine seeding and those kinds of things. I think the Big 12 coaches were told, what are you trying to schedule for? Just to make the tournament? Are you trying to schedule to be a 1 seed? I think Grant legitimately trying to put his team in a position for a top seed in the tournament. And
Milos Nenadic drawing the foul there inside. 78-47 Red Raiders. Just under 8 minutes remaining here tonight in Lubbock. Chris, you come into this ball game tonight with the Red Raiders knowing that they are missing most of their big man rotation, and you really have some concerns about whether the 10th ranked team in the country can win their opener, but they have been very convincing without all of that size.
Well, when you have a point guard that has played 32 minutes, has a double-double, and has only turned the ball over 1 time, it has to ease a lot of those concerns. Just the right decision seemingly made every time down the floor. And when you've got shot makers you know, around that can knock down some of the shots that he's setting those guys up for. But yeah, Christian Anderson has just easily been the best player on the floor tonight. And you just sense that this is really just kind of scratching the surface here. I mean, he's got a lot more growth as a player to go, but this is it is fun to see how much better he is even since last year, and that was pretty special.
Career high for points and assists tonight for the sophomore guard Christian Anderson. Milos Nenadic got a couple of free throws there, has 10 in the ball game now. The second Lindenwood Lion in double figures. Makai Cooper had 15 in the first half, but has not scored in the second half. Ball taken out of the hands of the Red Raider big man underneath, but I believe Makai Cooper stepped out of bounds with it. Here's Anderson. Atwell, long range three, and he got it. Atwell's got 20 tonight.
Yeah, when Atwell's shooting it like that, I mean, Christian Anderson says, man, the old assist category, I appreciate it, sir.
Atwell had 28 last year at UNC Greensboro against Chattanooga. Strong by Petty, and there's Christian Anderson rebounding, his 6th rebound of the night. Nenadic has been very good for the Lions. Going to get that rebound and go all the way. Despite a substantial lead, Grant McCaslin unhappy with his team's defense on that series. Chris, what happens in a ball game when the home team gets a great big lead? You've got some balloons up in the seats.
There's yeah, these balloons are being tied together, I think, and they stretch out basically almost the entire one side of the arena.
All those balloons, you see the college students waving behind the basket. They've all glued them together or something.
Yes, they have. College, man. I saw kids in a tent over by the football stadium today. They're playing video games.
Oh, they've rounded up some electricity over there.
Yeah, and now you're over here tying balloons together. I mean,
class.
That's the real college experience.
Tying balloons together or living in a tent?
Well, but I'm just saying, like, forget English, you know, or political science.
There's a big game this week.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Oh, Atwell is fouled on a three-point attempt. And it was Nenadic who got him.
Yeah, we'll try to get you a shot of those balloons when we, at some point, and you get a look. They're being passed around.
Nenadic has fouled out with that foul of Donovan Atwell's three-point attempt. Atwell going to catch up with Christian Anderson at the rate he's going, now 21.
Yeah, Nenadic had a double-double as well, 12 and 11. There you go. There you can see what we're talking about. Just tying the old balloons together, passing them around. Not sure where the end will go, but it's like
it's snaking through the crowd.
Yes, it is.
Well, Atwell can't get all three, but he's got 22 now. Between Christian Anderson and Donovan Atwell, that's 52 points. Lindenwood's got 51 on the night. Oh, Groves is going to get a chance. Three-pointer on the way, a little strong. But he set a career high for rebounding tonight. He's got 13 boards in this ball game. Jackson underneath for Lindenwood here in the closing minutes of this ball game. Red Raiders by 30.
And I guess Christian Anderson, he may end up playing every minute of this contest. He is yet to come out. Leon Horner, when he left with what we looked like an ankle, or he has not returned. Only he's played 12 minutes. So a smaller rotation got even smaller. You can see Leon right there. Seems to be in good spirits.
Leon had 10 points.
It might be time for Jack Francis to get a little run. Jack Francis, one of only 3 seniors on this team.
Walk on out of Austin.
Jackie franchise, I think, is how he's known.
I think the best thing about Jack Francis is that he's played in 16 career games. Every game he's played in, the Red Raiders have won. So I say, start that guy against Illinois.
Yeah.
How about that if you're a Red Raider fan?
Yeah, that's right.
More balloon action going on. They're going to turn that into a giant poodle, I bet.
Yeah, balloon animals. Yeah,
Some sort of enormous
they're either
poodle.
bored or entertained, or I'm not sure which. But yeah, they always say every time you show up to a stadium or an arena, you're going to see something that you've never seen before, right?
Never seen that.
And this is, here you go. You just thought you came to see Christian Anderson drop a double-double, but
I came to see Nolan Groves get 15 rebounds. Oh. Anderson's just setting up his teammates now. Red Raiders have made only one of their last 8 shots, and Christian Anderson going to put the exclamation on it. What a night for the sophomore guard, Christian Anderson.
yeah, just so smooth, so smooth. Yeah, Coach Gerdman says let's slow it down, run on the clock. They're going to run a horn set. Pick and roll at the top. Now, what's fascinating about Christian is that he's not sweating, not really breathing hard, doesn't look like he's efforting too much. He just, you know.
Got that one swatted away inside, but no, he just looks remarkably confident on the other end. That shot blocked by Bryan. And Groves rips it away from his teammate. Now 16 rebounds for the freshman from Minnesota. Chris, I know before the game you're thinking, well, Christian Anderson might be in double figures. Before you found out that JT Toppin wasn't going to play, you had him with a double-double, but not 16 boards by Nolan Groves. And a chance here. Got it. 3-pointer for Groves.
Little 3-pointer for your hard work on the glass, sir.
He's got 7 in the game now to go with 16 rebounds. That may be the most remarkable thing that we've seen tonight is Nolan Groves on the boards. 89-54 Red Raiders. Just under 4 minutes remaining. 89-54, Red Raiders over Lindenwood late. Red Raiders have a bevy of assistant coaches. Chris, one there holding the board up is a former Red Raider, Todrick Gocher.
Well, he's in very familiar surroundings here in the United Supermarkets Arena. Yeah, Todrick Gocher recruited here, you know, by Chris Beard, Pat Knight, and then ended up playing for Tubby Smith, and just kind of helped really turn this program around years ago. Played in a lengthy professional career, just a phenomenal human, and I don't think he had any plans to. I think he was wanting to get into being an agent and, you know, kind of some contract law, all that kind of stuff. And I think Grant McCaslin's like, you know, I could use another guy. Do you know anybody? And so I think
he said yes.
I think Todrick Gocher was like, you know, hadn't really thought about it, but it's just an opportunity he couldn't pass up to be a part of this thing. And obviously the program has changed quite a bit since Todrick was a part of it as a player, but it's just grown and grown. The support has grown and grown, and yeah, he is back home.
Lewis in double figures with 10 for the Lions now. Here's Christian Anderson again, lays it up there, doesn't go, but it's tipped back up and in by Anderson.
I look like it to me, yes.
That's 34 for the Red Raiders guard tonight. Not a lot of Red Raiders in their basketball history have scored 34 points. Boy, yeah. Jalen Petty is flying for that rebound.
Very athletic.
There will be a round of applause for Christian Anderson. Here's Tyree Bryan inside and scores. Hit that backboard kind of hard after that, but going to get Christian Anderson out of the ball game, I think, here with 34 points tonight.
I think he's done enough.
Man, and the young guy, in terms of a
there you go. There's your undefeated streak.
Yeah, I think it's going to continue, but
I think so. Jackie franchise. There you go.
Greg Lowry, former Red Raider, scored 34 points 3 times in his career. Andre Emmett, Corey Carr, Jason Sasser, Bubba Jennings.
Some big-time company.
And there are some players there who were outstanding Red Raiders.
I mean, as a matter of fact, as I sit here in we're looking across, and some of those names are
they are
in the basketball Ring of Honor here.
Andre Emmett is there. But what a night for the Red Raiders. Sophomore guard Christian Anderson. 34 points, 11 of 23 shooting. Jack Francis gets in on the rebounding.
Well, he's got about 14, 15 more to go to catch Nolan Groves on this night.
Groves has been outstanding. I think Groves deserves a shot at a three-pointer. Here's Jack Francis. He's a great shooter, but a little bit short. Petty the rebound. Bryan not there. Running bucket there by William Campbell. Campbell gets in the scorebook for the Lions. Jazz Henderson there with Francis and Groves, Tyree Bryan, Jalen Petty. Henderson inside and scores.
Yeah, nice drive by Jazz Henderson. Tucked it away, put his head down, right to the rim.
That's his first ever basket as a Red Raider. Tech at 95. With 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining. Delmeda inside. Talton long from the outside short.
The students here certainly. Again, and if you're a student on campus this week, you're trying to figure out, do I camp out? And what do I camp out for? Do I go to basketball? Can we rotate around and do all of it? And but yeah, the ones that are here tonight certainly having fun. We've attached the balloons together. We're cheering air ball in a 40-point blowout with 58 seconds to go. And again, I want to be in college again. And then we're dangling keys here. Start the bus, right? And that.
Yep. They waited all night long to chant air ball.
Yes, they have.
Not leaving until they did. Boy, Talton just fighting inside to try and score, and Groves prevented that. And Bryan the rebound. And a night where the Red Raiders have 59 boards to 43 for the Lions. They want Jack Francis. The crowd is chanting for Jack Francis. Here he is. Oh, he passed up a shot. So Petty's going to drive inside and lay it off the glass and get fouled.
Coach Greg Gurden is saying, what are we stopping the clock for? Well, yeah, Jalen Petty showing you some of that athleticism. Quick first step.
Laid it up left-handed so it would not get blocked, and he completes the three-point play. Red Raiders have 98 with 25 seconds remaining. Almeida's going to drive inside, took Jazz Henderson right down to the rack and gets fouled. The Red Raiders have shot 40% from the field tonight. 45 of their 82 attempts tonight have been from outside that three-point line. Almeida gets a pair there with 17 seconds remaining. And the Red Raiders give Jack Francis another opportunity to shoot.
Yeah,
or just dribble it out.
You've seen the last of the shot attempts tonight. But yeah, in a weird lineup and the weird availability for both teams. But the Red Raiders are going to end up getting it done on opening night to extend that streak. And Christian Anderson with just a unbelievable performance, 34 and 11. But again, and I